Hi guys, this is Patricia from Yarny Cat Crochet, and this is a yarn review video. This is not a new yarn. It is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. Hi Kage, hi baby. Boop your nose, boop. um, it is a yarn that I got from the Hobby Lobby yarn haul. And I should have had it already up here. Sorry that I didn't. You'll be hearing Kage run around. He's in his manic phase. Which I think that cats can have that. I don't know. But anyway, so the yarn that I got for the other veterans blanket is, I love this yarn. And it is, it has a free pattern included, which I kept the other label for the free pattern. I don't think I'm ever going to make that. And some of y'all who know me know why. It's got 8-inch fringe all the way around it. Yarny don't do fringe. But anyway, it's made in Turkey. Apparently, this came out in 2010. So it's been out for quite a while. I just discovered it because my husband picked it up and he said, "Ooh, that's beautiful." So guess who gets a blanket after this one? But $4.99. I got it. I think I told you guys it was like 3 something, but I can't remember. It was 30% off. So 30% off of $4.99. I think it was $3.49, which doesn't sound right to me. But you know I don't do math. Anyway, I really like their labels because they're so shiny. And this one's called Aqua and Black. I told you guys that in the yarn haul, I believe. But what I didn't say, because I forgot, was that it's 5 ounces, 142 grams, 252 yards, 230 meters. And I got 6 of them. And I started just to see what it was going to look like, because I still have to finish the orange blanket for the other veteran. And I just dropped the end of the yarn ball in the floor. Please excuse me. I'm gonna have to pick up. I had this much left over after one skein. So you guys see that. But I don't think I'll be able to get one more row out of that little bit. It's really hard to see the beautifulness of this yarn unless you're in person. I'm doing this on my tablet. The blue, the aqua color, is like amazingly blue in real life. It's like just a beautiful blue. I wish you guys could see it. It's not gonna show up. It's making it look more teal on screen, but it is just a amazing blue. And blue's not my favorite color, but I have a friend whose blue is the favorite color, and I think she would like that blue. And I know my husband likes it. But if I think it's beautiful, it's beautiful. But anyway, it got me, if this is double crochet, I'm trying to go for fast rather than patterns wise. And the color, you guys can't tell it on here. It looks so not as pretty as it does in real life. And maybe I can get a picture and kind of capture that pretty. If I do, I'll put it up there somewhere. But it is just amazingly beautiful. And it's a medium soft, like I said before, but we all know we wash these things in fabric softener and they turn out uber soft. So medium soft is good. If I can touch it to my face, which I did previously in the other video, then it's soft. Okay. And you just can't see how gorgeous it is working up, but it is really gorgeous. And I got 15 rows, so I did the math, and I'm not great at math at all. I did the math, and that makes 90 rows out of 6 skeins, and I want to say they're not quite an inch. They're probably half an inch rows. So I can't do that kind of math in my head right now, but if you consider every 2 rows an inch. 90 divided by 2 is what, 45? Don't laugh at me if it's wrong, because I really can't do math in my head. So that'd be like 45 inches by, however, I did 100 stitches wide. So I may have to add a few more skeins. I don't know. But it is looking really cool. And that's going to be the second veterans blanket. Let me see, what else can I add to this video to make it not quite as short? Which, short is okay. I've learned that YouTube is not going to be a money-making endeavor for me because, sorry, I got a scratch there from my cat. YouTube's not going to be a money-making endeavor for me. I just cannot physically put out the kind of videos that, so many that it starts making me money on commercials and stuff like that. I'm not even to 1,000 people yet. It's been almost 3 years. It'd be 3 years in August that I've been doing this. So I've come to peace with the fact that this is just a hobby for me. And so I've also, because of that, come to peace with, 5-10 minute videos. Yeah, they're not going to get a lot of watch hours, but who cares? But I do want to make it a little bit worth your while to watch. So if you are interested in that yarn, you can get that at Hobby Lobby. It's regularly $4.99, but if you go on their 30% off sale, you can get it for $3.49, which I feel like is a normal good price for that particular yarn. Okay, so everybody knows that I got this book on CD for my, I called it book on tape before, from my sister-in-law, and it's Kage, and it's called Betrayed by Lisa Scottoline. Probably I'm pronouncing it wrong. But so far I'm halfway through. I don't want to do any spoiler alerts in case you guys want to go out and get it from the library or whatever. I'm sure by now it's library. Let me see if I can find a date. Yeah, 2014, so it's at the library. You might could get it like on World of Books. It's called WOB, WOB. Or you can get it at, any bookstore that'll order it for you. But anyway, so I want to say that it has caught my attention. It took a little bit to do that. The beginning kind of dragged for me a little bit, but I don't think it was because of the author. I think she's doing a fine job, but when somebody else is reading, normally when you're reading a book, all you book readers out there know, you're reading it in your head. You're either making voices up for the people or you're just comfortable with your own thoughts. But when somebody else is making up voices and interpreting the sentences and stuff, it can get annoying. It's not so annoying that I won't finish listening to the book, but I don't care for the person reading the story. There's some arguments in the book which I feel like went a little bit long, and how she interpreted the people. If I'd have read it myself in words, I would have been fine with it, I think. But hearing somebody else make up the boyfriend in the book comes out really stupid and dumb when she reads she's giving him a kind of voice, and I just can't tolerate it. I just can't. But I am interested in what's happened. So the author has dragged me in with what is happening, and I want to know who did it, and I'm really curious, and I like that there is lawyer terminology and stuff in it because I really like John Grisham books. Not my first read, but not my first pick, because I would go for Kathy Reich's books over John Grisham books. But I really like John Grisham. Me and my brother a long time ago got a book on tape. It was actual cassette tapes. And it was The Client. And I never watched it on TV. I just read the book. Well, listened to the book on tape. And that got me into his books. And I more lean toward the forensics side of things. And but I do like the lawyer part of it. And when I was younger, for a brief moment of time, I wanted to be a paralegal. I changed really quickly, but I also wanted to be a archaeologist, paleontologist, go to the moon, things little kids want to do. I no longer want to go to the moon. Wouldn't mind going to a dig. If I ever visit Sam, I'm going to get her little son and we're going to go dig up her backyard. She probably won't let me anywhere near her child or her backyard. But I really like, archaeology and stuff like that. And I think one time she told me that her son likes it too. I could be remembering wrong, but... But when you live in a country that's had civilization as old as England, there's stuff left behind, and it's really interesting. I find it fascinating sometimes when I'm crocheting, I'll throw on Time Team or the Mudlarks on the River Thames, where they find stuff on the riverside, and they're like ancient artifacts, some of them. They find Roman pottery and stuff. I'm so jealous. And I'm just really into that kind of stuff. So, and I don't know, I've just got a curious mind, I guess. But I just love all that stuff. Anyway, that was a long train, long tangent. So, to make a long story short, I was going to say FYI. I wasn't going to say F. Just FYI, I'm going to listen to the rest of this. I'm sure that it'll be worth my time because I'm crocheting while I'm doing it, so I'm not losing any time. And would I get another one from this author? Yes, but I would probably read the book. And that's hard to do when you crochet, so it'll probably be a long time from now. But so far, I think the read is probably worth it. If you can get past people's doing the voices for other things, then it won't be no problem, no issue for you. It's just a little bit rough for me. So that's that. And that's it for now. I do have a finished, well, if you call Not Weaving Indians finished, because I didn't, not yet. But I had a little bit of that Christmas yarn left, and I decided to make a dishcloth or a hot pad. It might need to have a second one to be considered a hot pad, but you could even put just a candle on it. I put a little shell border, and you see how it's doing a plaid pattern. I thought that was really cool. I didn't do that. It just did it by itself. So I thought, man, a tea towel would look really cool with a plaid like that. So something to think about in the future. I bought cotton yarn. Mom bought cotton yarn. Sam bought me cotton yarn. And so I ended up having quite a bit left over of the original cotton yarn that we bought. Which, because I wanted to use up all the yarn that had been given to me, So I used one of the cones my mom got me and almost finished the second cone that my mom got me. And I have one ball left of the cotton Sam gave me. And those will go into future giveaways, presents. Not the one that Sam gave me, unless I make presents for the food pantry, because that's what it was for. So if I make washcloths in the future for the food pantry, I will use that in it, because that was a donation, and I want to make sure that goes to donating. But the ones that I bought, I don't feel bad in making a washcloth. But anyway, you see how that was going to just keep going. Could you imagine a cotton blanket like that? I think that would be really cool. I may do that. I don't know. But the problem would be with it picking up that pattern, because it's not always going to be this pattern. Not always. So it depends on where you start and stop. And I know there are people that do that color pulling, but I'm not good with it. But anyway, a little washcloth. Well, we made it into 15 minutes anyway. 16 by the time we're done. I hope you all are being little joy bombs in your corner of the world, that you survived my rant, and that you could share your craft, share your passion, share your joy, share your old patterns. My aunt has a really old baby pattern from books, or my husband's aunt has a really old baby pattern from books that they don't make anymore, and she makes baby blankets. I told her she ought to pass it on, because you know, those patterns will be lost for eternity if you don't share them, you know. So pass on your patterns, pass on your crafts. If you paint, if you bake, whatever you do, pass it on, or share with a neighbor, or do what Becca's doing, her little 5-minute gardening at her house. You could do that for a neighbor, you know. Spend 5 minutes talking to them and pull some of their weeds. I mean, I'm sure that would go a great way for somebody who's elderly. And I got mosquito bites. For someone who's elderly and, you know, can't get down like they used to and do those things, you know. But if you can't do anything else while you're out and about doing your errands today, make sure when you come across someone, you give them your best smile, because you don't know what they've been through, and your smile could be just what they need to turn their day around. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.